I had been asked by a client to speak to their mother who had lost her husband to cancer. And I had walked the woman through grief. Her mother was struggling to get through it. And I said, of course, I'll do it. I'm happy to. I know this sounds silly, but many view me as like a miracle worker of helping people find their happiness again. So, yes, a couple weeks early. So then it's the day of the call. And I don't know what I'm going to say to this person. I'm getting really, really, really nervous. I mean, my greatest fear is losing my wife. And about 10 minutes before the call, I go to the bathroom. I get sick. I'm nervous. My heart's racing. And I say, God, what do I say? What do I say? Seek and ye shall find. God's voice burst onto the scene and tells me to ask her 3 questions. Number 1, what is your favorite food? Number 2, tell me about the first time you met your son-in-law, which he was kind of my gateway into working with this family. And number 3, what did she miss most about her husband? And I kind of chuckled and I'm like, seems odd, God, to ask a woman whose husband died what her favorite food is, but I'll do it. We FaceTime up, I'm on there with her, and I say, hey, I'm really nervous, by the way, but I love your family, and I love you, and I'm so sorry, but I got a few questions. They came from God. Some of them are different, weird. Would you be okay with that? And she goes, well, do I have to answer? And I said, nah. But I say, this first one's odd. What's your favorite food? She smiles, I'm guessing for the first time in a while, and she says, pasta. And I go, no way, that's so crazy. My wife's favorite food is pasta, and I'm making her pasta tonight. And then we talked about different varieties of cooking it and everything, and it kind of broke the wall down, and then I went into the second question. Tell me about the first time you met your son-in-law. And she goes, oh, I love that boy. But the first time we met him, he had to take a shower because he'd come in from work and he broke our shower. And I go, oh, no way, no way, no way. I go, my wife's mother is a doctor, and the first time I met them, I broke their shower. I was back there for like 45 minutes trying to fix it. And I'm like, oh, they're going to hate me. He broke my shower, and we were laughing and howling, and it was just like we had known each other our whole lives. And then I get to the third question, and it was deep. I saw the value in it from the get-go. I said, what do you miss most about your husband? And these people had accomplished lots in life, and she breaks down crying. I'm telling you, I was receiving all of her pain, and it felt like 10 tons of bricks on my back. It was wild. I'll never, ever forget it. And the thing that she missed the most was holding his hand. I started crying. And finally, we gathered ourselves, and she had noticed I got emotional. And I pulled up this story I had written, that my biggest dream that I have in my entire life is simply to hold my wife's hand. That's it. You know, specifically going to a coffee shop, but it's holding her hand nonetheless. And since that day, her and I have become the best of friends. We talk every single solitary week, and it was just beautiful. But when we got done with the call, that's where the bulk of the lesson is. I have a really, really hard time sitting still. And I went over to the couch and I cried. And all I can say is it was like my legs didn't work. And I felt the presence of God. And I said, this was one of the greatest days of my life. This was meaningful work. And I said, I know you've got some lessons for me, but I don't know what they are. Would you tell me? And here's the first one. My son, I don't have you down there to figure anything out at all. I have you down there to have faith in me. I've been waiting to hear that message my whole life. It's exhausting to try to figure things out, and we never, ever will. And I said, what's the next one? He said, you felt all her pain coming onto you. I want you to give it to me. And I said, God, please take this pain away. It feels like 10 tons of bricks on my back. In the blink of an eye, all the pain was gone. All of it. And he said, I'm always here to take your pain away. But you have to give it to me. I'm not going to go in and forcefully take it. It's not who I am. I love you too much. And some of my children don't want to give me their pain because their whole identity is in their pain. But now you know. And there really was a third lesson. I don't remember it at this point, but I'll never forget those first two. You're not here to figure anything out. And your Heavenly Father is waiting for you to invite Him into your life and take all your pain, all your anxiety, and all your worry away. For more tips like this and stories like this, my name is John. I love seeing people win more than anything in the whole wide world. And I tend to do about 6 to 10 videos every morning, 7 days a week, based on my conversations with God and my work with people. So please give this channel a follow. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a more helpful channel on the entire internet. Have a great God day.